And what's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the Informed Trader. My name is Chris. Every week on this channel we analyze the stock market, looking at different ticker symbols, trying to give you the information you need to make the right investments and hone in your trading strategies. If you are not a subscriber to the channel, go ahead and hit that sub button and like the video if you could. We are on the road to 200 subs, and I just appreciate all of you out there who have become part of the community. So go ahead and join. I'd really appreciate it. Anyway, we're talking about Palantir today, and the video you just watched was a part of their reveal for their new demo day coming up on April 14th. They issued these additional details about their Foundry capabilities. It'll be highlighting in its life sciences demo at DoubleClick on Wednesday, April 14th. That'll be in the next 2 weeks. Palantir's customers in life sciences span pharmaceuticals, research institutions, healthcare systems, and others. These customers rely on Foundry's secure and collaborative architecture to discover and develop drugs, manage commercial launches, conduct clinical research, and distribute vaccines. And they give a couple examples here, and it says down here, at the first installment of Palantir's DoubleClick series, engineers will demo the latest Foundry capabilities, as well as several new archetypes available on top of Foundry that make this work possible in a matter of clicks, including reproducible research in any environment, purpose-based access controls, systematic model management, out-of-the-box pipeline templates for standardized data models. And then it goes on to say, for examples of research studies and publications powered by Palantir Foundry, please see the list below. Okay, and you can go on and read a lot more to try to understand and grasp this technology and use case. I'm not going to sit here and try to pretend I understand all this. I don't. But what I do like is that Palantir is constantly bringing new aspects to their technology that a lot of people don't consider, and the use case. You notice when it goes over what it can be used for in just the life science sector, it brings about pretty much every aspect of the business, from research to distribution, and that is how valuable their software is, right? So we got a lot more things I want to cover today, different things that have been happening with Palantir in the past week, different news articles and things like that. So before we do that, let's go ahead and take a look at my holdings of Palantir as of April 1st today. So Palantir is a little bit of a decline today. We're up at 61 cents on the week. In my Robinhood account, I own 300 shares of Palantir at an average cost of $25.37. So as you probably remember my last video, I was down around $800, so that has decreased to $600, which is good. Not quite broke even yet, and looking to add more here hopefully in the next day or two. But that is my holdings as of now. As always, comment down below where you're at in your holdings. I love to see different folks' positions and their entry costs. So do me a favor and comment that down below. Here's some news as of the last 2 days. Government forced into major U-turn on NHS deal with Palantir. Okay, this has to do with the UK using Palantir software in their healthcare industry, and they were sued because basically the public wasn't consulted as to whether Palantir should be applied, and they started a major lawsuit, and they had no grounds, basically no legs to stand on. If you go on to read this article, it says here the NHS data store is the largest pool of private health data in NHS history, and that raises questions too important to be settled in secret deals. Should it survive the pandemic? On what terms? Should Palantir manage it, or are there more trustworthy alternatives? It says down here, they therefore stood no chance of succeeding in their completely spurious claim. It would be more honest if they actually came clean with their crowdfunders that far from winning this case, they had no choice but to drop it when they realized they hadn't a leg to stand on. So this lawsuit is now over. Palantir was awarded an emergency contract in March 2020 by the NHS to supposedly assist in handling the COVID pandemic. Of course, this is what spurred on the lawsuit, as the public was not consulted, but that lawsuit has now been dropped, it's definitely not bad for Palantir, which is positive here. This is also interesting news here. It says Palantir has taken a stake in German air shuttle company Lilium via a private placement, according to Reuters. Lilium is scheduled to go public in the U.S. via a SPAC deal. The deal is to be via a reverse merger with Quell Acquisition Corp. It is a deal valuing the business at $3.3 billion. Now, here's what Lilium does. Lilium uses battery-powered aircraft that can take off and land vertically, eliminating the need for runway space and increasing the flexibility of use. It says here, in Quell, we have found a partner who shares our ambition for sustainable mobility and brings tremendous experience in running mobility and hardware businesses. Lilium has a 5-seater prototype aircraft and also now plans for a 7-seater airplane. The 7-seater will be the mainstay of the business and the first to go into production. Lilium has received certification CR1A01 from the EU Aviation Safety Agency in 2020. So this is going to be very interesting. I find it unique that Palantir has taken a stake in the company through private placement. I'm not sure exactly what that's going to mean for Palantir. Obviously, if the company does well, that's going to be good for Palantir. But keep your eye on Lilium. If we were to take a look at Quell now, you notice it's trading at what most SPAC prices start at, around $10. So the upside definitely is there. It'll be very interesting to see what Lilium is capable of doing. If Palantir is in on it, you know that Palantir, as a value company that's looking in the future, has done their research on Lilium. I'll be very curious. I may put a few $100s into Quell, which will turn into Lilium once the merger has happened, just to see what that investment does. This article is more for entertainment purposes, as this whole video is, because I'm not a financial advisor. This isn't financial advice. But it says, with no clear competitive edge, Palantir is priced on mere hope. All right, this is a hit article done by Mr. Larry Rammer, Investor Place contributor. All right, so this is unique. I find this super funny. An eerie silence about its long-term plan should worry you about Palantir stock. Before I buy the shares of any company, I generally need to know how and why the firm's products and or services will appeal to end users more than those of its competitors. They say Palantir has not chosen to reveal any important elements as to why it is vital. And that's the key reason why I believe investors should sell the stock. Okay, so this is funny here. And the basis for this entire article is because he emailed Palantir and said, what differentiates Palantir's technology from the technology of other data analyst vendors that also utilize AI? He's like, I haven't received an answer. Therefore, Palantir sucks. This is just funny, man. The way this article is designed, and Palantir keeps its advantages to itself. You know, we're not going to go ahead and tell you everything about our company and what we have planned in the future. Therefore, you suck. You know, so that's just funny. Basically, it's just a hit article on Palantir, and I thought you guys would like to see it, that people actually spend their time. It's like, Palantir didn't reply to me, therefore, you know, who do you think you are, dude? Like, they don't have to reply to you on what advantages they have. Do your own research, like, you know what I mean? So, yeah, that's pretty funny. But anyway, if we see Palantir's kind of trading a little sideways, it was up in pre-market, cracking at that $24 range, which we'd love to see this weekend. Around 24.50 is where I'd like to see. I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but regardless of short term, you know this is a long-term stock for me, 3 to 5 years at least. Price valuations have been from $300 to $500 per stock, depending on who you listen to. A lot of information today, a lot of news on this stock and the company. I also read that alexkarp had sold a bunch of shares off, and that was due to cover for taxes, so that's normal. Nothing crazy or weird going on there. So anyways, let me know down in the comments, of course, your holdings, and if you've been able to double down or add more shares at a lower cost. Load up. Anything under 25, ultimately under 30 is a great entry point. Like I said, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and leave a like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. You're on The Informed Trader. Be safe out there, guys. I'll catch you in the next video.